welcome back everybody, Diron is talking, and today I decided to do commentary on one of my challenges in Legends of Kingdom Rush. So this is second part of my supports only challenge. As you may know, I can only use 3 characters, Gerald, Witch Doctor, and new modded character. His name is Cleric. He's pretty strong and pretty cool, versatile, and so on. He has many options, which I will be diving into. And here is our first encounter. Not the best, but not the worst. Actually, one of the worst, because winter wolves are evil. They can stun you, and I just hate them. But anyway, here I'm trying to... Cleric on his own can solo trolls pretty easily with his epic effect. When he stands still, he gets and hits with his basic attack, he gets additional armor. As you can see, he got 4 now. Gerald is just a damage sponge at this point right now. I'm trying to hit this dog, but it dodges. Of course it does. And here Witch Doctor is kind of a sitting duck, as he is always. Witch Doctor is pretty bad, but I think he's still a bit underrated by the community. I mean, he can still deal 4 damage on his second level, and with Cleric he can deal 4 damage on level 1. Cleric can buff with his skill with Communion. It basically what it does, it gives damage boost him and the ally. So it's pretty strong skill, and as it levels up, it gives more damage. So he can give up to +2 damage, which is pretty strong. And as you can see, Gerald is struggling, but he's still standing. And Cleric has no problems with these trolls. His armor is very good, and his level 1 overall is pretty strong. One of the best companions in the game at level 1, that's for sure. So that was first encounter. I didn't manage to make it no HP loss, but who cares. So again, I'm upgrading Witch Doctor, which might seem weird since he is a weak character, but I need his level 2, so he's not useless. His level 2 is actually pretty decent. The ability he gets is kind of weak, but still it can be useful in some situations, and his stats increase is pretty noticeable, especially his range buff. As you can see here, I'm not picking Ranger, because I can only use these 3. These are only supports in the game. Well, I mean, you can argue that some of the other characters, like Knight for example, is support. She has, I believe, 1 supporting skill, but these have more than 1 supporting skills. So these are indeed supports. So now I'm upgrading Gerald just so I am prepared to this encounter. I get probably the worst one, late to the party. I'm not doing late to the party now, of course not. It's I believe it's impossible with 3 characters and supports only, even though these are strong, but again I have Witch Doctor who sucks. So here what I'm trying to do is I can kill this troll, so why not? But what I'm trying to do is stay alive. The most important rule of this game is not let your heroes die. So sometimes you need to keep it safe. But here I have Shield of Retribution, so I can play more aggressively. As you can see, this skill deals 4 damage, because Cleric buffed Witch Doctor. Really cool combination, makes Witch Doctor a better character. As you can see here, Quite unfortunate that Gerald was frozen, but Troll helped me a bit. But his Gerald is kind of low right now. But I can still kill this Troll champion and secure the kill on this regular Troll. Now I have cultists to worry about. Cultists are so cool in this game. Too bad they are so weak in alliance, but that's another topic. Yeah, this damage is unfortunate, but gladly I have Gerald's aura. Gerald has so much aura, he can protect his teammates, which gives him aura in all meanings. I hate brain rot, but anyway. Here I'm checking that this guy will have his cooldown ready on his best skill. Troll Chieftain is very, very dangerous enemy, but I remember that he prioritizes using his melee when he can, so he will hit Gerald if he can, but Gerald is low, so I have to be careful. Here I buffed Witch Doctor so I can kill Cult Priest, so I have no ranged enemies to worry about. Acolytes are just swarms, they're not doing enough. And here I failed late to the party, unfortunately. But well, I have help right now from this sorcerer, and he's really helpful. Probably the best secondary, I know how to call him, companion or helper in the game. Golem is pretty strong, basically carries him, and sorceress, is pretty weak, but as an additional companion, it's pretty nice. Here you can see I used Cleric's skill named Salvation. Basically what it does, it makes all enemies deal 1 damage, but they can deal 0 damage, but they can also deal 2 damage, so it's a bit random, but still 2 damage is, most of the time it's nothing. It's pretty strong, and it has epic effect. So when Cleric has Communion buff, it lasts 1 more turn, so 2 turns overall, and it's very strong. As you can see, they deal no damage. Feels kind of like cheating, but I love it. And here you can see he dealt 2 damage, so it's a bit random, but still pretty strong. His other level 2 option is Providence. Basically what it does, it recharges his and his allies cooldowns of abilities. It's more situational, but still can be strong with combination with heroes like Olok, who has long cooldowns on his summons and overall long cooldowns. It can be strong, but again, this skill, Salvation, way more versatile in my opinion, and especially in this challenge where I have less companions, it's helpful to tank some hits. Here is the thing you want to do every time you enter this adventure. This encounter at the end gives you +1 damage on random companion. Plus damage is always great in this game, and you should always go there, considering this encounter is very easy. It's absolutely beatable with level 1 companions, because it's so slow, and with footmen it becomes kind of a joke. So you just make sure to enter this encounter every time. You can see on the map it has troll on the path, not on the spot, and it's this encounter every time, so keep that in mind. It will make your playthroughs through this adventure much smoother. As I said, it's a really easy encounter, so not really much to comment here right now. But let's discuss how his scaling works, clerics, because it's pretty interesting. He on his communion skill, damage buff skill, he gets +2 damage to himself and still +1 to his ally, and on level 3 +2 for both, which is pretty nice, especially on some characters which lack damage or which have a lot of damage and they can deal even more, and you can do some nasty combos with it. Also his epic effect, when he gets additional armor when he hits and stands still, it also scales, so he gets more armor with each level, and he can get up to 5 armor, I believe, or even 6 on maximum level, which is also pretty strong. It has condition, of course. He has to stand still, but again, in some situations it can really carry. I used Salvation once again with epic effects, so Troll Champion and Troll Breaker can't really deal damage for 2 turns, which is really crazy. Gerald is very consistent hero. Shield of Retribution is a goated ability. His level 3 abilities are kind of mediocre, I would say. They all do supporting stuff, but sometimes they feel a bit lacking. The best one, in my opinion, is probably movement speed buff, but again, it's not that good. The best thing about him is Shield of Retribution, which is his basic skill. That's why he is really good at level 1 even, but even at level 2 his damage is great, HP is great, armor is great. Everything about Gerald is great except for his level 3 abilities, in my opinion. Witch Doctor is bad character, one of the worst in the game, but on this challenge he is useful. He can deal 4 damage, which is the most important amount of damage your hero should deal to be viable in this game, 4 damage. And Witch Doctor, with help of Cleric, can provide it even at level 1, and at level 2 he can deal 2 damage consistently because of his range buff and damage buff. With Communion he can even deal 4 damage even if he moves, so that's pretty nice. But he can also heal with his second level 1 skill, and especially on this challenge it's really important to keep my 2 melee characters alive, especially Gerald. Cleric can't tank, but Gerald is better at tanking because Cleric's tanking is conditional. As you can see, I buffed Gerald's damage here, and he is able to one-shot Troll because he also got damage buff. I believe he got damage buff from last encounter, so he can deal a lot of damage now. I personally was hoping that Cleric can get damage buff, since it's important for him because of his level 3 skill, which I will talk about later. But yeah, he didn't get it, so it is what it is. I mean, it's still damage buff, it's still good. This gets kind of tense. I'm getting pushed by them. As you can see, my characters are grouped up, but Gerald and Cleric are able to tank that. 7 damage, it's just enough to kill this Troll Champion, so that's a nice calculation. Here I'm thinking, should I hit him or buff allies, I decided to buff Gerald again, or even Witch Doctor. Yeah, Gerald, because Witch Doctor won't get much damage. Here you can see Gerald's aura actually saved Witch Doctor. It's really unfortunate that he decided to target only Witch Doctor, but Gerald carried and saved him. If he was dead, it would be much worse. He would... I mean, I still would be able to clutch this, but he would have less HP on next encounter, and dying is always bad in this game, so I'm really glad it turned out this way. Here Gerald can basically permastall this Troll Chieftain because he prioritizes his melee attack, and Witch Doctor can heal himself, which is also a bit underrated on him. Everyone says that it's useless epic effect because Witch Doctor can't really tank, but you can see that sometimes when he survives it is really helpful. You can save potions, don't waste potions on him. Because he can heal himself, and he can also heal his allies at the end of the turn and at the beginning of the next encounter. So realistically he can heal two allies, excuse me, and that way you can save a lot of potions. So again, I don't think Witch Doctor is that bad, but again still very bad. And I got probably the scariest encounter of all time. Just look at that. These nasty spires. How every one of them is a big spider, and it's so scary. But anyway, I upgraded Cleric to his level 4, and his level 4 skills are Divine Intervention. This is his first level 4 skill, which I didn't get, but it's also good. It's free action, so you can use it and then use another skill. And what it does, it heals him and his allies and removes all weakened effects. So it can be really helpful, especially if you're using him as a true support. But here I have limited options, limited damaging options, so I choose. I've picked his second option, which is Smite. It's a really powerful skill, especially in combination with Communion. You can see what it does. Basically, it hits a selected enemy twice with Lightning Strike, and other enemies in range once. With Communion buff, it deals 3 damage. Without it, it deals only 2. So with 2 damage, it's just a good aerial damage, but with 3 damage or even 4, if you get +1 damage during adventure, it becomes just overpowered. Sometimes it can wipe, just team wipe all enemies in the map. As you can see, Witch Doctor healed himself again. But back to Cleric, he can actually solo crowds of enemies. Also, you can see how much damage Gerald can deal. Here I use Salvation without epic effects, still an overpowered skill. And you can understand now why I wanted to get a damage buff for Cleric. If he got one, Smite would be 10 times better, but it's still very strong if you use it in combination with Communion, and it's still a good skill even without it, but not as good as it could be. So skill has so much potential and actually gives Cleric some damaging options, so he's not that useless on his own. Considering all his abilities, his tankiness, his basic damage on level 1 is also pretty strong. He is probably one of the better characters in the game. Yeah, I believe he is absolutely S tier. Probably deserves a slight nerf, but he was kind of weak when he was first added. Then he got many balance changes, and now I really like state of him. Nerf is probably unnecessary, but he could get a slight reduction of something, I don't know. But luckily I managed to win this hellish encounter. It's really diabolical. I would definitely lose it if I didn't get those sorcerers again. Here I use Invigoration on Cleric, so he can use Smite even without walking, even with walking. And as you can see, I was really lucky and got another random encounter where I get +1 damage, and I didn't get it on Cleric again, which is really unlucky. I had 66% to get one, but I didn't get it. Which is unfortunate, but oh well. This encounter is much easier than the last one, but still can be threatening. Here I upgraded Gerald to level 4, finally. Got his movement speed buff skill, which is situational but can be nice in some scenarios. Overall, I think these encounters with Obelisk are not hard at all. Every single one of them is pretty easy if you ask me. This one is probably the hardest, because if you think about others, I can remember encounter with 2 Obelisk, which is very easy, and another one I can't remember just now, but it's not that hard if I can't remember it. Here you can see how OP Smite was. It just killed this guy, insta-killed, and dealt just a lot of damage to every abomination. Obelisk just saved my Cleric from this abomination, because abomination kind of counters him, since he can't stand still. I mean, he can, but he always gets knockback, and he can't hit abomination and get his shields. Also, another thing I didn't mention about Cleric, he actually doesn't get any armor when he skips his turn. He gets cooldown reduction, which is a unique thing about him. Probably the only melee hero that gets mage passive. But it makes sense, because he is basically a mage, but just with tanking options. So yeah, Obelisk saved Cleric because Tentacles blocked this abomination, and he was safe here. And here I'm just taking them one by one. Not really much to comment here. I'm going up again with Cleric, so I can finally damage this Obelisk, because it's harder to deal with abominations when Obelisk heals them. And as you can see, Gerald just did 12 damage with his basic attack, which is kind of ridiculous if you didn't try any of mods of this game. But with Cleric, everything is possible. This is also a satisfying moment to use Smite, Really satisfying ability to use. Enjoy it every time. Here I just used Shield of Retribution. Also, always was a satisfying ability to use. And here I should just end this abomination. Guys, let me know if you want to see other parts of Cleric's kit in my videos, because this is his best setup in my opinion, and for this challenge I probably should use the best one, but if you want to see other abilities, how they work, let me know. I will use them next time on part 3 or any other video with Cleric. Just let me know. Maybe you have other challenges, ideas, or ideas about this game in general, because mods on this game are really fun. I also have another character to showcase, which you probably didn't see before in this game. I won't spoil it right now, but it's also pretty cool. I believe many of you would love this character. But anyway, here's the boss, one of the trickiest bosses with 3 companions because of the crystals. But if you know some tricks, it's not that hard. So here, all these long animations and cutscenes. I hate the fact that you press skip and it doesn't skip it completely. But anyway, here I use movement speed buff. You might ask why, since I have 2 crystals and 2 priests which are dangerous. But as you can see, Witch Doctor can kill this priest, and Smite, just look at this. Smite deals damages 2 times, deals 2 damage, so it can one-shot this priest. And crystals have also 2 health, so I can destroy them all with 1 attack. Which this is really helpful, and it allowed me to just keep my characters safe. On this boss fight I always try to kill these 2 priests on the first turn, and then move my team to the right, so I can have more time to deal with crystals. And sometimes you don't even need to kill any of other enemies, just focus on crystals and then kill the boss as quickly as possible. Here I move Gerald, give Shield of Retribution to Cleric, so he can survive, because, spoiler, he will get hit a lot. Witch Doctor destroys 1 crystal, Cleric destroys the other. He gets a hit from this troll, but it's not as dangerous. It's 1 more turn till boss arrives. Now I will destroy crystal with Gerald and give I will give damage buff to Gerald, so I will be prepared to the boss and can kill him in 1 turn. So even with supports which supposed to deal less damage than other characters, I can insta-kill basically the boss in 1 turn, which is why I think this game is a bit too easy, especially on the normal playthrough. If you can do things like this, of course you can say that Cleric is modded character and he might be overpowered, but you get the point. Game is a bit too easy in my opinion, and it's very fun still, but I would love if it was a bit too harder. And as you can see, 11 damage, plus 5 damage, plus 6, and he's dead, basically. He is pretty weak in his final form, he has no armor, and 3 characters is enough to kill him. So that's about it. Here you can see that Witch Doctor is the slowest one, but not as slow as Necromancer on release, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about it. And peace out.